Hi, I'm John Prasinos, Editorial Director of Investing Daily. Welcome to my weekly weed report for Thursday, April 14. I'm always astonished at the frenetic level of indoor cigarette smoking on the TV show Mad Men, the period drama about 1960s Madison Avenue. How life has changed. Nowadays, if you were to light up a tobacco cigarette at, say, a house party, you'd likely get defenestrated. Light up a marijuana joint, though, and the other guests probably wouldn't bat an eye. For most Americans, marijuana has lost its stigma. That much is obvious. But the change goes even deeper. Weed is increasingly commonplace and accepted as just another consumer product. Consider the latest empirical data. A majority, 53% of U.S. adults, have consumed cannabis with THC, according to New Frontier Data's latest cannabis consumer survey released this week. Among those saying they've tried pot, 2/3 report having used it at least annually and intend to consume it again. About 13% of respondents have yet to partake, but they aren't opposed to marijuana and would consider trying it in the future. Those results come from New Frontier Data's 2022 U.S. Cannabis Survey, a demographically representative, census-aligned online survey of 4,682 consumers and 1,250 non-consumers. The following chart breaks down the characteristics of America's cannabis users. As you can see, 60% of current consumers are under the age of 45, which goes against the stereotype of how most marijuana users are Woodstock generation baby boomers. Cannabis also is becoming more and more of a daily routine, just like drinking soda or beer. Take a look at this chart. More than 1/3, 36% of current consumers use cannabis multiple times. Another 1/3 consume once a day or every other day, 31%, and 1/3, 33%, consume between once per week and once per year. It's important for investors to know what marijuana form consumers prefer. There's more to marijuana use than just lighting up a joint. A majority, 57% of current consumers, use both flower and non-flower cannabis products. 1/4, 25%, exclusively use flower, while 17% use exclusively non-flower forms. And why do consumers turn to marijuana? Motivations are diverse as well. Together, aims for unwinding, i.e. relaxation, reducing anxiety, or stress relief, comprise the primary motivation for use among nearly half, 46% of current consumers. The pandemic helped boost marijuana sales as people turned to weed to assuage their anxieties and boredom. What about sales channels and sources? Bricks and mortar stores are followed closely by friends, family members as consumers' primary sources for cannabis. More than 4 in 10, 43%, report supplying friends or family with cannabis, while 12% say that they do so regularly. For most consumers, cannabis is a low-spend, high-frequency purchase. In a stunning cultural shift, Americans view marijuana more favorably than alcohol. A recent public opinion poll conducted by YouGov found that 27% of Americans agreed that it would be ideal if people used more cannabis instead of booze, whereas 20% said that would be a bad idea. Most respondents, 38%, said it would be neither good nor bad, and an additional 15% said they weren't sure. As the New Frontier report puts it, as the industry grows in scale and specialization, differentiated brands with resonant products aimed at well-defined target segments are far likelier to secure effective competitive market positions over the long term than are brands aspiring to serve the broadest base possible without tailoring to individual subgroups. Marijuana is indeed becoming a basic staple of life. In growing numbers of cities and towns across America, you can just walk through the door of a marijuana dispensary and casually buy pot, the way you can walk into a CVS to buy a pack of chewing gum. I've just described trends that are tailwinds for marijuana companies. The time to invest in pot stocks is now, while the momentum builds. Looking for the best opportunities in the cannabis sector? Click the URL at the bottom of the article that accompanies this video on the Investing Daily website. Well, that's my report for this week. Look for another installment next week. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to drop me a line at mailbag@investingdaily.com.